Welcome and good day, everyone, to another match for the Unofficial Amiibo Smash League Season 3. This is going to be the second match for Season 3. We're in the beginning of Week 1. This is Day 1. Well, before I continue, I'd like to remind everybody to support Nintendo and their affiliates, because without them, we wouldn't have the game, let alone the amiibo that we're battling it out with today. So let's give our support to Nintendo and their affiliates. Alright, now also I'd like to apologize for not having the match, a video talking about the matches before today. So I will be making sure not to make that same mistake when we get ready to go into Week 2. So, again, I do apologize about that. And also, I like to apologize because in the previous match, we also had some audio issues, which thankfully, thanks to you, the viewer, in chat mentioned, hey, my audio wasn't working, so I was able to correct that. So, hopefully we're not going to have those issues this time. Alright, we're going to go ahead and introduce our first challenger in this match. He is coming from the Alpha group, another of the tough groups. Here he is, Kazuya. Now Kazuya being one tough challenger, and he is in the number 1 seat in the Alpha group. But he has a tough opponent, as his opponent is rank 2 in the Alpha group. Here he is. We have Pit. Now Pit is another tough opponent. Alright, and let's get this match underway and find out who's going to win. Oh yes, but before I start the match, I'd like to remind you that the stages should be on a random stage, and they're going to be battling with 4 lives instead of 3. So that way the matches don't get over too quickly. So that way everybody can have that much more enjoyment in these matches. Alright, well, let's get this match underway. Here we go, Kazuya versus Pit. Now both characters, as you can see, are at level 50. Okay, it looks like this is going to be one of those stages where things are going to be moving around a lot. So, but right now they're just on a pretty fixed platform. So we're going to see if anything changes that might affect the outcome of this match. Oh, as we can see, the change is in the stage and the available platforms. And this appears to be a Legend of Zelda, I think Skyward Sword map. So, oh, looks like Pit is already over 100. Woo! I think that the stage moving is going to might have some effect on these competitors. Oh, looks like it's moving again, and Pit gets knocked out for the first time. Now Kazuya is one tough opponent in here, and let me see, because it's been a while since I looked. Since I looked up the brackets, let's see here. Yeah, actually, Kazuya is currently the unofficial Ultimate Final Smash Brawl champion. So he's definitely going to be a tough opponent to beat. Alright, looks like Kazuya's already knocked Pit down to two lives. Pitt's almost at 100. Oh, Kazuya finally gets knocked out. Now, one of the things also that I try and do, so that way, is I try and let the amiibo stay with whatever training they have done, and have, so that way they can battle. Any matches they have can give them more training and give them a chance to better themselves. But oh, it looks like Pitt is down to his last life. Kazuya is still having only lost one. It's looking like this match is going to go in Kazuya's favor, but I mean, quite frankly, he's going to be the one to beat because he's the season 2, Final Smash champion. That's kind of like if you were like in the sports world, it's almost like he was the one that won the Super Bowl last year. If you were talking football references. So that would be oh, and Kazuya with that kick, knocking Pitt out and gaining a first and noteworthy victory, as Pitt only knocked Kazuya out one time. And that's going to clearly show that Kazuya is going to be a tough one to beat during this season. As that match only took 3 minutes and 14 seconds, so with Pitt only getting one knockout against Kazuya. Going over the stats, damage given by Kazuya, 592, and 246 damage given for Pitt. The damage taken for Kazuya, 249%, 596% for Pitt. Peak damage for Kazuya, 149%, and peak damage for Pitt is 178. Launch distance for Kazuya, 339 meters. Launch distance for Pitt, 485 meters. So it looks like Kazuya spent 101 seconds on the ground, whereas Pitt only 67 seconds. Whereas Kazuya spent only 90 seconds of airtime, and Pitt 122 seconds. Okay. No swim time. Hit percentage. Kazuya had a 39% hit rate, whereas Pitt was although having a higher hit percentage of 43, it did not seem to make a difference in this match. Kazuya had 53 ground attacks. Pitt had 17. Number of air attacks for Kazuya is 45 and 52 for Pitt. Smash attacks for Kazuya, 20 and 13 for Pitt. Each character had one grab. Kazuya had one throw. The number of edge grabs is how many times the player reached up, grabbed onto the ledge, and said, no, I don't want to fall. Kazuya had 5 and Pitt had 3. No projectiles for Kazuya, but 1 for Pitt. And I think that might have been one of those arrows. The max launch speed for Kazuya, 611 kilometers per hour, and the max launch speed for Pitt is 806 kilometers per hour. Longest drought time, just in case, that's how long they went between the last time they dealt damage to their opponent. Kazuya was 6 seconds, and Pitt with a much larger 12 seconds. So that definitely does not help. Alright, another match here today. Let me go ahead and mark this down, so that way I can update the win-loss records for the opponents, the challengers. Alright. Well, also I'd like to remind everybody to support Nintendo and their affiliates. If you like the content, give it a nice thumbs up. If you want to see more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you do decide to leave a comment, make sure you do so in a respectful manner, because we want to keep this family friendly so everyone can enjoy. And thank you once again for watching, and have a wonderful day.